How would you describe just being a person living in New York on the amount of salary that you make?
I think for me, most of my money right now, because I have such a small cost of living, most of my money goes towards my retirement fund and my investing account because I want to retire realistically by 40.
Uh-huh.
But if I keep going the way that I'm going, I think it would be possible to retire by 33 if
Wow.
I continue my cost of living. So I want to the FIRE community,
Yes, I actually do. Yeah. Like I can't retire early something.
financial independence, retire early.
Yeah.
So there's like Coast FI, which is kind of like your investments, pay most of your cost of living, your rent, whatever, your essentials. And then if you want to make money, maybe you can do a gig or something. You want to make some extra money. But that's all I need is Coast FI.
How would you so you make investments as well on your own. How do you research those, or how do you make those decisions?
So it took me a long time. I mean, I've been researching ever since I started working, since I graduated. I've been wanting to invest, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos, I read a lot of articles, I read a lot of forums. One time I posted on LinkedIn, and I think this is a great idea for any type of service you might want. I posted on LinkedIn. I'm also a photographer. So I posted on LinkedIn, hey, does anyone know a financial advisor who might be interested in a photo shoot or free marketing in exchange for financial advice over coffee? So someone recommended someone great to me. We had coffee. He wanted help marketing his newly established freelance business, and I wanted financial advice, like what should I do with my investments, and we kind of exchanged that.
And how would you, or what advice would you give to somebody who was interested in the FIRE type lifestyle?
Honestly, I think the FIRE. I'm also biased because I have the super cheap rent.
Uh-huh.
But, I think anyone can achieve financial independence by 40, no matter what salary you have. I honestly think if you have a minimum wage job, you can still save some money. And I think it's super important to start saving as soon as possible, as soon as you're working a job. I think if you're a parent, your kid, your 16-year-old kid who is like in a 0% tax bracket should be putting at least 15% of their money into a Roth IRA because they're not being taxed at all. And you should start instilling that into your kid as soon as they're able to make money, because that money is going to grow exponentially without a lot of effort. So I personally use M1 Finance. So
And what is that? I'm not familiar with that.
It's kind of like robo-advising, except you can create your own portfolio, or you can use expertly created portfolios. And basically you can auto invest every month, every week, whatever you want. And it's 0% fees. So unlike your 401k at your job, there's like generally like a 1.5% fee associated with that. Or if you want to do a robo-advisor like Wealthfront or Betterment. I don't know if you've heard of those two.
No,
They're gaining popularity, but they do have a fee, and you can't choose your own investments. So if you start to become more knowledgeable about investing and you have a Wealthfront account, you can't say, oh, I don't want my money invested in this, I want to move it here. And you're getting charged a 0.25% fee. With M1 Finance, there's 0 fees, and you can choose your own investments, and you can set like percentages, so it will auto balance as you invest. I quit this job because I had saved. I had an emergency savings. Like, forget my 401k, forget my investments. Besides that, I had a significant emergency fund set aside, 3 to 6 months of your expenses. A lot of people don't do that, and then they stay at mediocre jobs that they hate. They wait until they find another job, and sometimes that's never, right? That's why I was super confident in quitting this job. Everyone around me is like, well, you should find another job first. Like, no, I have savings. I'll be fine. I live in New York City. There's an abundance of gigs available. I do TaskRabbit, I do Postmates. Like, I can take care of myself. I can have my rent paid. And if I can't, I have this emergency fund. So freedom, opportunity, super important to me. More important than anything else. So.
What if you meet some guy and he messes up your finances, or maybe he has a different view on finances, or does maybe all this savings like sometimes prevent you from, you know, going out and meeting somebody, or you know, what do you think about that?
I'll be honest, I haven't been in a long-term relationship like that, so I do worry about that in the future. If I will find someone who like understands me and is comfortable with my amount of spending. I think if I were to get married, I would still keep things
Pretty tight?
50-50,
Oh,
like with rent, expenses, but maybe leisure activities, stuff like that, that would be separate.
When you retire at 33, if you're really able to do it, how do you envision your life being like? I mean, you have to wake up and do something every day, right? What will you be doing?
Well, if I retire at 33, I plan on taking advantage of geo arbitrage. So moving to a country with a super low cost of living. Like if I can make it in New York, I can probably make it in a country with a much lower cost of living. Or just a city with a low cost of living. But what I'm doing right now is I'm not doing Postmates and TaskRabbit all the time. I'm also doing Craigslist gigs like these, meeting awesome people. So I would like the opportunity to do more stuff like this. Just wake up, do whatever the hell I feel like.